Hey there, everybody. How you all doing today? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Friday once again. How you doing, Mr. Cope? Hope you're having a great day, sir. Okay, right then. So, obviously, it is Friday once again. And obviously, fact sheets are back for Farm Sim 22 Platinum Expansion. So, I think first of all, let's jump over to the desktop. There we go. Hey, Master Mika, how you doing? Actually, while I think about it, give Mr. Cope a shout out. Da, da, da. Cope 60. Oh, no, it's not 68 anymore, is it? Cope TV. There we go. Oh, so if you guys have not followed Mr. Cope TV on Twitch, make sure to click on his link and go over and give him a follow. He's a great streamer. He was doing a bit of Farm Sim 19 yesterday on PV County, which is by Mr. Dajnet. Absolutely amazing um, map, that is for sure. Right, so as I mentioned, it is Fact Sheet Friday. I'm just going to quickly whiz through these to start off with. I'm sure Mr. Dajnet will be going through in a little bit more detail later. So the first thing up is the Impex Hannibal T50. Obviously, this is all on the Giants website, so you're more welcome to go over there and check out all the additional specs and stuff if you want to. So obviously, this is going to be a tree cutter to start off with. It is going to be 750,000 to purchase with a 320 horsepower engine, so a bit of a beefy thing. I like the look of this actually. Obviously, it's got a variable CVT gearbox, holds 460 litres of fuel, and will travel at a maximum of 4 miles per hour. Wow, can't wait to get my hands on that. Oh, obviously, that is like 8 kilometres for those who do the conversion. So weight wise for this thing it's 50.1 tons. So this thing is a beast of a machine. And this actually will cut up to 120 centimeter wide trees. Currently, this is the biggest cutting header so far. Um, I'm great. Just come home from a trip to get a small Ford 2075 tractor. Nice. I'm doing pretty good, thanks today. Very, very well, good. So obviously that's kind of a nice thing. The one thing I do like about it, obviously you got a big boom there, and obviously where it is on the hill, it actually adapts to the terrain. That's kind of nice. But yeah, doing pretty good. Thank you very, very much for that. So that's the first one. So there's only three today. So the second one is going to be this guy, and I think it's called the Fanzelt Machine Boo. I think that's what it's pronounced. And it's the DWP 186. I'm terrible when it comes to these company names. And obviously, this is going to be a winch that goes onto the back of your tractors. Obviously, it's going to cost you 21,900 and it's going to need at least 80 horsepower to power it. Obviously, weight wise, it's 645 kilos, so it's quite a semi light thing, I suppose. But towing capacity is going to be 8.6 tons. So that's going to be quite a few logs on the back of that. Obviously, the nice thing is, obviously, it's got your shield there. You can pull multiple logs, which is really kind of cool. Obviously, this will be coming out with the Platinum Expansion, or Edition, should say, which is on the 15th of November, guys. So if you haven't got it already, make sure to go onto the Giants website if you can, or Steam, or wherever, and get it purchased. Or obviously got the Seasons Pass, you'll get it free with that. Hey, RPs, how you doing, bud? Obviously, the patch 1.8.1 did come out just the other day, so make sure you guys have got the game updated. I know there's a few mods still waiting to be fixed. It's mainly script stuff, so just be careful there. Obviously, I know the Easy Dev tool, the Superman strength part of it isn't quite working at the minute, so just waiting on that. But a lot of the modders are actually jumping on, getting things sorted out pretty quickly. Doing pretty good. Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Not too bad. So obviously that's the Impex Hannibal, whatever however you pronounce that thing. And then finally, this is kind of cool. Obviously, this was showed off on one of the information sheet things a few weeks ago. And this is the Volvo BM LM841 and the Rock Bucket Spade Nose. And obviously, this is a very old Volvo wheel loader. So obviously, it's got to the actual truck itself is going to car. The wheel loader should say is 40,000, 98 horsepower. So not the biggest, but it's a good size actually. Obviously, it's got a variable gearbox, 170 litre fuel tank, and will travel at 15 miles an hour or 25 kilometers per hour, and weighs around about 9 tons. So obviously, that is a nice little addition. It's very, very classical, that is. And obviously, you do have the Volvo BM Rock Bucket Spade Nose. That's this guy on the front here. And obviously, it's going to be a bucket, 1.5 grand for that. Weighs a whopping 750 kilos with a capacity of 1,000 litres, and it will pick up anything in the bulk category. I've got 2 of those loaders in my farm here. They're also machines. Yeah, can't wait to actually try them out. Actually, to be honest, obviously it's a bit of an older machine, but I like it. I like the looks of it. Can't wait to actually try it out. One thing I did know. Now, I don't know if any of you guys will spot it, but if you look at what it can pick up, obviously that's everything in the bulk category currently. Obviously you've got your crops in there, or you should say your different types of grains, your seeds, your manure, silage and so on. However, the very, very last 2 icons, I've never seen them before, so I'm hoping, or I'm guessing I should say, they're going to be maybe the new stone type that's being added to the map. I wonder if I can actually zoom into this a little bit better. Let me just see. So I can actually see it a little bit clearer. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Let's bring that in. Oh, where's that gone at? I want to go the other way. There we go. Nope. Too far. Too far. See, you just about make it out there. Obviously, these last 2 little icons are brand new into the game, so looks like we're definitely getting some new fill types anyway. Right, so that's going to be an interesting one to see. There's that. So obviously that is going to be it for the fact sheets today. Obviously, like I said, they are on the Giants website. Obviously, you do have all the rest that's currently been out. And obviously, this is now the 4th set to be put out. Obviously, the other day there was the Porsche Diesel Junior 108 released as a little mini DLC. It's only a couple of dollars, couple of pound wherever you are to get that if you're into that sort of smaller old equipment, which is kind of nice. Obviously, you do have the patch 1.8.1 information on that, which I know most of you guys have got it. And then obviously we do have what Dajnet went over on the other day is the Platinum preview for the improved planting and harvesting, which is kind of nice. And obviously what that's just going to run through is obviously the new types of trees being added. Obviously you do have your Sequoia, I think that's pronounced, which is big redwoods, along with your couple of new pines there, which is kind of nice. Obviously, from what I understand, these Sequoia, I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. These are one of the biggest trees that are being added into the game. So that is going to be kind of fun to be able to use the trees, hopefully on other maps. Obviously, until we get the early access and stuff like that. Obviously, Dajnet won't know what he can use and what can't you use. Obviously, in something that's being added as well is a new tree planter, which is kind of a nice little thing. Obviously, the excavator, the Volvo there, has multiple different headers that can be added to it, which is kind of nice. So you can do quite a lot of different things. Obviously, this is kind of cool that, as you can see in the little picture there, it actually rotates around and puts the little tree planting, which are called plantlets, I suppose they are, into it, and then obviously they then get planted, which is kind of nice. Obviously, if any of you guys didn't catch Dajnet's stream on, I think it was Tuesday, he did show it off, and yeah, it's kind of nice. on the fact sheets there. It's kind of nice, and had a nice discussion. I know Mr. Fummins was in chat with him for a little while. Obviously showed him actually a little video of that actually working, so it was kind of nice. Obviously got some additional uh, forestry equipment coming as well. Obviously this was covered today, but obviously got the Volvo there, the second Volvo Komatsu as well. Kind of nice having the different option with the tracks on the front there, or on the front and back there. It's kind of nice. But obviously all of the information will be coming for all these equipment soon, hopefully. One thing they did add with the update as well of patch 1.8.1 to all current game harvesters is this option right here, where you can actually tilt the cutter and in essence allow you to pick up off of the ground easier. One thing I did notice as well, you can actually toggle to a higher cut amount size as well. I've currently got one in game and it does up to like 20 meters, which is kind of cool. Also, they've increased where the tree should be cut as well, so you can actually spot it a lot easier. And Silas Major coming in with a resub of 12 months. Thank you very, very much. And how are you doing, buddy? Hello, Mr. Billy Alpaca Land. I love it. Doing very, very well. Obviously, you got this guy that can cut up to two trees at a time, which can carry it. It's kind of nice. So, obviously, that is all on the website anyway, guys, for you to check out. And hopefully, over the next week, 2 weeks, I think it's just under 2 weeks now, isn't it? We should get a lot more information regarding all of this. One thing I just wanted to go over as well. Somebody's mentioned about these fact sheets that are in here. Obviously, if you go scroll down to where the containers are, and I'll click on this picture here. So obviously we do have the Volvo loader there, putting the logs into the containers, which just has a nice new trailer. Obviously, all of these being added. They also comment on the regarding the truck, and they reckon that it's a new Volvo truck coming as well. Obviously, we haven't seen any information about this yet, so obviously we'll have to wait and see if it is or not. But it'd be kind of nice. It kind of looks like the Mac to me personally, but yeah, we'll have to see regarding that. But anyway, obviously this is a bit of farm sim news for you anyway for the minute. So time to get into the game and get some work done. Here we go. So obviously I'm just making sure this fine. That's fine. That's fine. I think. Hopefully getting some game sound come through. It's quite loud for me actually at the minute. So I've just got to finish off doing some field work. Actually, it's quite quiet actually. Let me up that a little bit. Let's make sure that's. Hey, Mr. T Miller, how you doing, buddy? Now, why is that not coming through with any sound? That's very strange. Let me. Oh, I forgot to unmute it. That's what it is. There we go. That helps. Right then. Yep, there we go. Right then. So there. Oh yeah, that was something else that was added as well with the update, wasn't it? Let me do this first of all. 63. Obviously, if you guys are not following Mr. T Miller, go over and give him a follow. He's been doing quite a lot of different maps at the minute. Yeah, so what T Miller is on about is if you go into the main menu, let me turn my phone down because the sounds are pretty good from me there. Right, so obviously if you come into this screen here, obviously you do have your field numbers and everything as normal. Let me go into the right screen. When you go to the farmlands menu, which is usually like your X key, something that they've added is all these new numbers. And obviously that is actually the different plots on the map that have been set up. So if, say, for instance, somebody's playing the same map as you, and they weren't sure where something is, you could actually put them, say, well, if you go to, say, plot, let me zoom in here, 131, well, actually 135, that's where the vehicle shop will be. So obviously it's right there. Obviously, if you were trying to find a factory, for instance, that was placed down and you couldn't find it, and somebody knew where it is, say, for instance, oh, let's see, where are we, Yeah, here we go. So obviously we've got the grain mill at the top here. Obviously, if you say it's just above 41, they'll know exactly where it is. So that's kind of cool, little addition. And it also shows that just how many plots of land there are on a map now as well. Because obviously you used to just have like the fields and stuff that was mainly numbered, but now you actually get every single piece of land that you can purchase, which is really cool. So just out of curiosity, well, I was thinking about that. 158, 159. So we've got 159 plot. Oh, 162. 162, 163. So it looks like on PV WolfCreek currently, unless I'm missing any more, there is 163 plots of land on here that you can actually purchase. Obviously, that doesn't include the BGA, which you purchase separately as well, thinking about it. So, yeah. Hey, Jono, how you doing, buddy? Welcome back in. So that is kind of nice that they were added that as well into it. Obviously, one of the big things that I'm still waiting on update is the easy dev tool, so I can get my super strength back. But as long as I behave and don't go too fast around corners, I should be fine. So plan of the attack for today. I'm doing pretty high. Yeah, not too bad. Oh heck, need to stop paying attention to chat a sec there on corners. It looks like PV on China has 56 plots. 57 is it? Ah, okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah, now they've added a few in-game improvements, seemingly. The AI should now no longer run into water for some weird reason. When you're using it to transport stuff around, so that's kind of nice. Whether they've improved the in-game field workers, that's another question. Yep, obviously FS22 on Tuesday had a patch update 1.8.1, and that's to basically get the game ready for the Platinum expansion coming out in less than 2 weeks' time. So obviously if you haven't updated your game, make sure to get that sorted out and get the updates. Obviously there is a few mods still outstanding to be fixed. I know on Tuesday/Wednesday, the Lumberjack mod was one of the ones that was broken. Oh heck, the dynamic field, dynamic, I can't think of what it is. Field information or something was. I can't remember all of them now, actually, to be honest. Why can't I get that to freaking unload on here? Yeah, so obviously most of them are actually now being updated. The only one I'm really waiting for is the easy dev tool. It's the one I really want to use. So obviously make sure to check your mod hub as well for updates. Why is that not giving me the freaking trigger? Fine, you can go on the next field then. Stupid thing. Yeah, so obviously production revamp had an update late Wednesday. It's now compatible for anybody interested with Maze Plus, and obviously it's now being fixed, so it's actually more compatible with pumps and hoses, which is really cool. Obviously there was an update for pumps and hoses as well to make them both, well, hunky-dory, so yeah. Right, so I just need to get this onto my next field. I've got one more field of stones to pick up. This is what this guy can do for the minute at least. At some point I do need to get some bread sold. I do need to try and make some more money. Money is all good. Obviously I am in the month for getting the best price on that. I just hope I haven't missed the maximum. Right, so if I start you off probably on this end. Oh, excuse the trees a minute. Just get it lined up and then hired helper can carry on with this field. Right, there we go. I would put it that way, but I might get a bit stuck in the trees there. I've downloaded a 1 million litre trailer, but can't get it to work. Oh. Well, that's not good. How do you mean you're not getting it to work? Right. Out of interest. There you are. So what I might just do is take this and go to get that front one emptied out quickly. It's not showing up in the game. Okay, what I'd probably recommend with that is to basically go to your mod folder, unzip that mod. Actually, first of all, check that it's named correctly, because it may have like a additional letters or words or something after it. If that doesn't work, I'd probably unzip it and double check on the in the actual folder, and then zip it back up. So actually, let me do 1 sec. I'll show you what to do. Sec. Right. So if I jump over to the desktop a sec. So yeah, sometimes when you download your folder, it should look something like this. Obviously, I don't know the name of the mod. What you might find is there's a folder within the folder. So if you sort of do a right click and extract it or unzip it, whatever you have on your system, and actually go into that. Obviously this is perfectly fine, but you might find that there's a folder within that folder. If you just go into the folder, select all of it, and then zip that up, and then just make sure that it is named correctly as well on the zip folder, and then put that into main folder. Just delete the original folder, and you should be fine. But yeah, give that a try. You never know. May or may not work. What did I just unzip? And where did it go? Down the bottom, probably. Just delete that. There we go. And the FS22 TLX X52 tipper. Is that off the in-game mod hub? Out of curiosity. Let's see. It should be fine. New Team Miller has it. Okay. First of all, is it shown in your mod list? Yeah, obviously if it's on Giants it should be fine. Yeah, obviously make sure that it's selected in your mod list first of all. And then I believe they actually go into like a funny category at times. Oops. They could be under tipper or miscellaneous, stuff like that. Obviously Mr. T Miller says he has it and he hasn't got an issue with it. Actually, I don't think I've actually got any other TLX stuff in here on mine. Oh. But it's not 1 million on the giant stuff. Yeah, that's what I was thinking actually. Yeah, if it's a 1 million litre capacity, then it. I doubt it would be off the in-game mod hub. So someone may have tweaked it and then put it up on a third-party website and not zipped it up properly or something, or named it correctly. For some weird reason, my headset just turned itself off. Yeah. Light shows green, so it should be fine. Very strange and peculiar. Yeah, so I've got, obviously, carry on with this field. getting the stones off. That's the last one I need to do now. While the worker's doing that, obviously I'm going to jump around and do some... Oh, crashing. Nope. What am I going to do? Oh yeah, bread sales. That's what I need to do today. I've got quite a bit, I think, in storage there. I'll have to double check. I know I had quite a high demand the other day, so I think I might have sold a lot of it already. I hope not. So the right trailer selected. There we go. Actually, I can see in here. Actually, to be honest, breads. So funny breads. Yes, typical. See, the high demand was higher than them. That's for sure. It was like 4,000 something like that. Oh, that's okay then. One less job to do. Oh, dang it! I've got to find something else to do now. I want to try and leave the current ploughed fields that's left till after probably January to start planting some more. It's always best to try and space out when you plant things out as well, when you're not using the seasons. Otherwise you're going to be hectic-all in one go and then really quiet and think, oh, go on. I have to see what fruit states I need to do and stuff. Go around the orchards. Still not finished off doing my orchards yet as well. Ah, dang it. So let's pop you on the side of the field a minute. Got you. Got to pick that up at some point. I did replace both of my cedars that I had. I've now got the Amazon Condor back. Kind of annoyed at myself because I didn't realise that it doesn't direct seed. So I may have to do one of my own, should we say. Actually, I got one thing like that somewhere. Ooh, nearly overshot it. Obviously, PV County on Wednesday was absolutely great. It was great seeing everybody coming out for that. And the funny thing is, there's been quite a few people now showing a lot of interest on the map, so that's even better. So I'd love to get them onto here at some point, but yeah, we've got the Platinum expansion coming out soon. Obviously, gonna have to wait and see what, like Dave always says, what we're going to be able to use from it. Oh, you're full already, yeah? Okay. Dang. Didn't even notice that. It certainly will, Team Miller. It certainly will. And the thing is as well, I don't know if you caught it on Dave's stream the other day, he actually mentioned about possibly going back to FS19 after completing the current map that he's working on, which I think would be kind of an interesting one. Well, I think what the biggest issue is, obviously, there was so much in 19 that he never got around to doing, and I think he's still obviously in his head, like he wants to get this stuff done, he wants to see if it can work, and so yeah, who knows. Also, we could get the 16x map coming for 22, and who knows, we might even get the 19 map as well. Yeah, we would maybe. It could be like a PV County revisited. Don't know yet. Obviously, that's something else he'd love to try and do, is get back to PV County. He's mentioned it a few times in his streams. Maybe get it updated so it can use, say, for instance, the Rocky Fields mod. I think that'd be kind of cool. I know a lot of people out there have asked if it can be used on there. Personally, I wouldn't, because of the size of it and a lot of people's system specs. May not be able to handle having like 1,000 little pieces everywhere, but we'll also have to wait and see, really. But yeah, that would be very cool. Obviously, if he does go back to 19, then I've got a lot of work ahead of me as well, I can see. Learn how to do the global company stuff. Obviously, I've only tweaked it here and there, but yeah. Right, so actually I finally got a silo in here. I need to get obviously my crops moved over from the old silo there at some point. There we go, that's the other thing I was wanting to do. Just need to get this field finished off. Just missed a few little pieces here and there. There we go. Right, let's get you lowered. Possibly some new factories, yeah. Obviously, if you think about it, when 19 was the main game, I don't know if any of you remember, but obviously Dave was going to be doing a. It wasn't a jams. Wasn't the jams. Was it jams and jellies maybe or something? It was one after the Smuckers. He was planning on bringing out as well, but never actually got around to doing it. So that's one potential factory to cut that could be added. And yeah, so I think, to be honest, a lot of people are getting a little bit lethargic, I suppose it is. Is that how you say it? I never know. Lethargic. I kind of just want to go back to 19. Ocean Spray, that's the one, yeah, the juices. Thank you, T. Miller. Yeah, obviously that was never actually finished in release, so who knows? Who knows? Obviously now that Dave's sort of getting on with the new map for 22, obviously release wise, looking at the new year for that. Oh, I do hope Giants don't pee Dave off too much, that's all I can say. With this Platinum expansion coming out. I've got the announcement of seasons 2, or the season 2, Hoochman Flip pass. So, yep, it's going to be around for a while. Fairground. I'm not sure about the fairgrounds, T. Miller. I know a lot of people have been asking for it. The biggest issue I can see is the frame rate issue with that one. So obviously in 17, when it was I think originally done 17, it wasn't too bad. So with the way that 19 works, it's kind of yeah, very system. What's the words I want?
Pizza time.
Take a lot of work off your system. I think Neon's around. System hungry, that's it. Yeah, I just cannot find the word today. It's weird. It's not good. How you doing, Neon? Checked it. It was not there. Yeah, very strange.
Billy is a nuisance. He will be gone in 2 weeks. I apologize for this inconvenience.
And Oppies, how you doing? What I'd probably recommend then is to delete it from your mod folder and then download it from the in-game mod hub. Obviously, some people have mentioned that they've had to restart the game to get some of their mods to show, so that might be worth a try. Yeah, like T-Mill says, also make sure it is in your mod folder as well. You're excited, are you, Neon? Why are you so excited? Do share. Right, I think that's... Oh, I've got one other field to roll. And that is just the other side of this field here. So I'm going to cut across it. Thankfully I don't have anything turned... Oh my goodness. Well, that is horrible. What happened to the terrain? My goodness. Uh-oh. I might be pooped. I might be pooped. Come on. Fold this up a sec. What happened to that terrain there? That is not right. Come on, come on. You know you can do it. Come on. Dang it. I'm going to have to reset these two. Actually, one thing I wanted to show you guys is obviously mentioned it a little while ago. And let me get into this guy a sec and reset them. My new monitor is out for delivery. Then I can start your new piece. Oh, nice one! Cool. It's in your folder. That's very weird then. Yeah, there you go. I'll let Team Miller do everything. There we go. So that reset you. We'll reset you. And I'm gonna have to go through that little spot there and fix that. And you're off until Wednesday. Oh, sweet! That is very, very cool. So, one thing that, I was mentioning about the tilting in the head. I'm not sure, I mentioned it to Mr. Culp last night as well. And during his FS19 stream. And there's a little bit of tracing there, that's weird. Right, so let me bring this up a sec. So, if you look in your menu, if you hit the little, what you call it, the little apostrophe key, if you watch the header a sec, it will actually tilt, which is kind of cool. So it'll allow you to actually pick up logs off of the ground if you wanted to. I really like that idea. So I'm going to do a little quick test. I'm going to chop one of these trees down and see if we can pick it up again. Now, where are you? There. And then actually, was that new as well? Regarding the tree type and length and stuff. I don't remember ever seeing that before. Obviously my giant partner there is in the way, but it says tree type spruce, length 35.8 meters. I think that's new. Yeah, you don't need to uninstall the game, just delete the mod and then re-download it. Yeah. Right, so technically, what we should now be able to do is come along here. And seemingly this is now added to all harvesters, tree harvesters. Right, let's do away with that so I can actually see what's going on. And I may need to just bring that around. I haven't actually done this yet, so I'm hoping it's going to work. Let's bring you down a bit. Nope. I am miles away from the tree anyway. Now, can I get in a better angle? Oh, there we go. Man, this is tricky. There we go. So if I hit X, there we go. It's now picked up off of the ground. That is nice. I like that. Hey, Green Thumb Farmer, how you doing? Yeah. Obviously, this is one of the things that they've added. So obviously, the header there can now be tilted. Obviously, while it's loaded up, you cannot untilt it. So let me just clear that away. Oh, actually, one thing as well I did notice. Now, normally this only does up to 8 meters. I'm hoping I'm right. Yep, you can now actually go higher as well. So it's 20 meters. I'm not sure what the max would be. Well, that's kind of cool. They increase the actual length that they'll cut as well. So that's really nice, like that. So obviously I'm just going to do it to the 20 meters, I think. Bring that across a little bit. Very, very cool. I am so glad that they've actually finally listened to some of those modders out there who do these longer cut trees. So that is really cool. I like that. Obviously we'll take that tilt off now. And obviously you can set yourself up for the next tree if you wanted to. And let me just fold that up. I like that option. I really do. And obviously in the store as well. Obviously you've seen on those fact sheets that they're actually stating the tree size that they'll cut up to. They've also added it to the current in-game stuff. Yeah, so this right here, the 71 centimeters, I believe that's the actual width of the tree trunk itself. Obviously, with the new map coming, obviously they've got those big redwoods. They're huge tree trunks. Obviously, in the fact sheets today, there's a new tree harvester that would do, what's it, 160 centimeter tree trunk. So that's a big tree trunk if you think about it, guys. Obviously, the current in-game stuff, you got the Komatsu there. That would do 71 centimeter logs. Obviously, go up to the Cobra. It actually drops down to 64. So overall, that is not the greatest, to be honest, on the old Ponzi there. Also, we got the Rotten, Rodney, should say. This is the guy that I've got at the minute, and that seems to be the biggest so far. Obviously, that'll do the 80 centimeters. So it's not really big, but it's big enough to do most of what's on this map without having to go in and modify it, which is kind of cool. Obviously, that's your wood chipper, and that's the other little jobby. Yeah, so that's really kind of cool that they've actually added that in, so we can actually get used to making sure to check those sizes. I'm kind of wondering whether that actually shows on mods as well. Obviously, I haven't got any. Actually, I wonder if I got my Scorpion in here. Cobra. Oh, it does. So obviously, this is one that I've done myself. This Ponzi Cobra, and obviously, I made it a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit too big, really, to cut some of those bigger, hard trees that's on top of the mines on WolfCreek here. And it does show 800 centimeter wide tree trunks. Holy heck, I might have to reduce that down a bit. So that is kind of cool. So even mods, as long as they're set up in the XML, will show in shop as well. That's nice. I like that. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Yes, I've got some cheaty ones as well. So yeah, some nice new additions to the game, finally. And obviously this is just setting it up to, obviously, the Platinum expansion. Now, where was I there? You will have... yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I might have to go through and just tweak that a little bit. I've never known of a 800 meter wide or centimeter wide tree, that's for sure. Right, so continue. Let's get rid of that. Get you going again. Okay, I'll probably actually do this all on my own, as I no longer have bread to transport. That's about the only thing I had. I needed to sort out. So I've got one field to roll. Heck. I'm not thinking what else to do now. Mind you, I'm only here for another hour and a quarter, and then Mr. David takes off, so that's kind of cool. I think he knows about it actually, Mr. Cope, but I can't remember if he ever actually got it. But you're more than welcome to. Yeah, he's basically talking. Well, actually, I might as well tell you. It's about the Frazee milling machine that I used on 19. Yeah, I was going down here when I can't remember which field I was doing. I think it was 71 if I remember rightly. 71. Rolling. Let's turn the fur off because I was gets in the way. Okay, so oh, the worst thing is that one's already started growing. That needs rolling. That needs rolling. Why are they showing up? They need rolling. I'm pretty sure I've already done them. Oh well. Oh well, looks like I'm going to be rolling for the rest of the day. You've got the PEX one. Yeah, obviously I've got one. I don't know if I actually ever showed anybody. I'm sure I did. It was a Frazee bunker buster type thing, or bunker one, I think it was actually titled, and it has like a 30-meter wide, roughly, pickup on it, and a rather silly capacity. Let's put it this way: one of the sand mines that Mr. Culp was on PV County last night, it cleared it in one go and still had plenty of space. There we go. Double that up with Bad Farmer's loading wagon, and yeah, you were well sorted, weren't you, Mr. Culp? Right, actually, while I think about it, I might as well put this on here. Roller, there. Right, and yep, why are you going that way? There we go. Yeah, I can send you the link because obviously it's from me originally, so no problem, Mr. T Miller. I would do that actually. I can do that right now while that's going up and down. Use my phone. Let me see. Oh, shush phone. Let's see that. Around. As always, guys, if any of you got any questions about the map, you're more than welcome to drop them in chat, or any of the maps, to be honest. Cope. Let me grab. I think that was the first one, wasn't it? Copy link to Mr. T Miller. Yeah, it took me, I think, about 3 loads to clear the desert, T Miller. That'll give you an idea of the size of the capacity on that thing. And it's now over on Discord for you. I think that's the right one. Yep, that's the one, yeah. Oh, yes. I kind of wanted to get the desert cleared quickly, so I thought, well, why not make something a little bit over the top? Obviously, at the time I wasn't streaming, so actually some of it was still put into storage. Oh, tree. I did sell some of it. I actually ended up editing that the amount I had on there. It was something like nearly 300 million, I think I had. It was, yeah, ridiculous. I know one thing, I will not be using it on my current, or the one I'm streaming at the minute. That is for sure. That's how ridiculous that thing is. Alright, that should be fine there. But yeah, if you want to use it, you're more than welcome to. It's set up to, should pick up everything that's in the bulk category. Up, down, yeah, that one. I was lost where I was meant to be there. Cool. Yep, almost 50 million for the Yep. Yeah, that definitely set up Mr. Cope, that's for sure. Obviously, he was trying with like a loading wagon, and obviously that was having trouble picking up. And obviously bucket and stuff like that. Yeah, so I thought, oh well, I've got something more cheaty for you. Just sent it over to him. Yep, it does. Certainly did make life a lot easier. I can sell my scraper now. Oh, dang it. To be honest, the Reaper scraper is absolutely amazing. I love it. Obviously, if you are trying to do like the more realistic gameplay, then that is definitely the way to go. Or using like a bucket and stuff. Yeah, but if you want to just sort of try and clear a nice big area, that is definitely the way to go. Obviously, set up your your guidance steering or whatever it is you're using, VCA, to do the lines, and just let it go back and forth, or even auto drive or course play or something, and you should be fine. You could go away for about 10 minutes and it will still be going. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, so obviously we are now into the end of the year on the game. So it's it's at end of year 11 now, so we've gone into the year 12 finally. Woohoo! Actually, I should really up that time a bit, because obviously I don't want to be stuck in this day for ages. Haven't really got a lot left to do. I'm kind of peed off with that field in front of me though. See, I left the hired helper on. So he didn't get that little triangle at the end for some weird reason. Obviously he ran it through the night and the crop started growing. But no! I didn't even get a chance to get it rolled. It grew that quickly. Actually, what was it I put in there anyway? I think it was a wheat or something, if I remember rightly. Mind you, it's a big field, so I'm not too worried. Yeah, so some wheat. See, as you can see, it missed obviously the getting rolled. I'm going to actually just move that giant a minute, sec. There we go. So, obviously, what I'm actually using at the minute is the crop rotation mod as well. And for anyone who hasn't used it, I think it's kind of a nice idea. Obviously, the aim of it is to not have the same type of crop in the field time and time again. So obviously at the minute, I am taking a bit of a hit on it, to be honest. Because obviously previously there was oats in here and cotton. Mind you, the cotton has helped a little bit. Obviously now I'm putting a grain back in. I should have really gone for maybe a potato or a root crop, something like that. And obviously I would have got that maximum of 115%, which basically puts it to 100% yield, I believe. Bonus. Obviously one thing I do need to do is get through and fertilise it so it's 100% on here at some point. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be currently using. Is the crop rotation. It's kind of like a replacement really for the precision farming. From what I understand, you can use them both at the same time without any issues as well. So I don't know if any of you guys have even tried it yet with precision farming. I do know I did have a look in the actual Lua and XMLs and stuff, and there is mention of the precision farming originally needed if you wanted to use it with it. There we go. But it might find that it'll actually increase your bonus that little bit more. I'm using both. You got both of you actually. Oh yeah, I remember you saying. I wasn't sure if you kept it in or not. But yeah, you have to obviously in your streams you have to let us know how you get on with that. Whether it's worth having both in at the same time. Because obviously this up and coming in-game year for me, I'm not going to be running seasons or precision farming or anything. I just want to try and focus on getting these last factories onto the map. Obviously get crops into factories. That's what I'm going to be doing for the next 12 in-game months. One thing after that, I'm kind of considering adding in the seasons and maybe precision farming again. I don't know yet. I know it's kind of a bit of a headache. You try to focus on getting all those different things met on there. So I think it was a big issue was obviously the nitrogen and stuff. I think it's the same with that precision farming. Oh, okay then. But yeah, obviously if you do see any difference in your yield, let me know. Obviously after the second year or the second crop goes in, you might find it actually goes up. Actually, I need to turn my light on. It's getting a bit dark in here. Wow. That one. Oh, too bright. There we go. You started using slurry before planting, and most of my fields are in the mid to 990s. Nice. Actually, that's one thing I am currently saving up is all my slurry and well, actually, one thing I do need to do is get digestate on the go. Obviously, I'm still trying to get that BGA set up. I've got I've got just under 800 dollars at the minute in game. I could take a bit of a loan to do it. Ooh. Actually, let me drop that down a bit so it doesn't go too far. So obviously I was going to be using the pumps and hoses bits and pieces. Let's see. I don't think there's anything in here. No, that's just that. Right, so it's all in this lot here. So 7... Yeah, see, even just one of these things, you're looking at like 700. So I may have to take quite a big loan to cover it. Also, you need one of these. I have to go through, see which bits I want to start off with. Obviously, the nice thing is you can upgrade as you're going as well. So I might see if I can just maybe set up a small one to start off with, get it up and running at least, and then go from there. Right, hang on. Does the BGA with pumps and hoses make or create any slurry? It doesn't make slurry. It makes the digestate, T-Miller. It's exactly the same as the in-game one. So let me put this on hard helper for Mr. Cope. So with slurry, Mr. Cope, there's going to be two places you can get your slurry from, and obviously it's going to be your pig pens and your cow pens. In addition, the BGAs, if you own it, it will also give you something called digestate, and it's basically a byproduct from like your manure, your silage and stuff like that. So in this shop here, under tools, actually they've got some self-propelled ones. You've got these guys here which are self-propelled. Obviously you could use that if you wanted to. I know Mr. Reaper showed this guy off a few times. Obviously all you need to do is add the sprayer onto the back if you wanted to. I've never actually looked at these things. Obviously that's all the different designs. It's kind of cool. GPS. So you got this guy as well. I think he's actually Reaper showed that off as well, which is kind of nice. Obviously in tools under the slurry stuff, there's a whole array of different things, including obviously the pumps stuff that comes with the pumps and hoses. I'm using the slurry sprayer that comes with precision farming. Yeah, obviously precision farming as well. If you're running that, that will have its own header. It's been just slightly adapted, I believe, to be used with precision farming. I'm using the slurry by mod, but want to make more. And yeah, so obviously you could use these if you wanted to. Obviously this is all the in-game stuff. Obviously you do have some tankers that have the sprayers attached to, or diffusers, I think that they're called, attached to the tankers already. You could try them to start off with if you wanted to. Also you got tankers like this guy here where you'd need to add in the applicator. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. It's an applicator, guys, okay? Obviously, depending how much you want to do, how quickly. Obviously, you got this guy which is 21 meter wide. I usually go for the Grant. This one here, personally, attached to this applicator, and then fill it up and do it that way. If at any time I don't want to use this, there's also the Samson slurry spreaders on the in-game mod hub. They are lovely things. They're kind of like a light green, kind of like this guy here. Actually, you can actually do that with the big one as well. That's what 36 meters. I don't think I've actually got one of them yet. Which one have I actually got, if any? I think I might have sold it actually. So what I'm actually going to do, I've got a grass field I could actually do this on if you wanted to. Obviously this is only going to be for the base game stuff. If you wanted more on the pumps and hoses, I could actually run through that as well. I don't want that one. I'll do this one. I'm just going to lease this for today, just to get it going. That's the one that you're using. All right, okay. Obviously, if you've got the seasons pass, you also get obviously these guys in the pack as well, free. Comes with obviously one of the class Zarian tractors. Obviously, you got all the pumps and hoses stuff. To go through it now, it's a little bit tricky, but I could actually do it maybe next stream if you wanted to. But obviously, if you go back to when I did the review, that's probably the best way. Right, so one thing you're going to need is a decent sized tractor. That is definitely not going to be decent. I'll come back to you later. I need a decent sized tractor. Come on, I know I've got one here somewhere. Might have to get even bigger tractor temporarily. You're too small, you're being used. Okay, I'm gonna temporarily use a new tractor. So obviously let's find, and I really don't want to do it, but I'm gonna have to do it. I'm getting the green guy out. I am gonna use that. And I'm going for the biggest engine. I'm going to lease it so I can send the bugger back once I'm done. Yeah, obviously, if you're using the precision farming, obviously it will come with the sensor as well. Obviously, I haven't got it in here. And where's the tanker? Did I get the tanker? Didn't I get the tanker? Oh, I am such a douchebag. One sec. This is Samson I want. There we go. Lease. Yes, this is a John Deere. I can't believe I actually leased it. Dang. Oh. I think Mr. Repo would be happy to see a bit of a John Deere on here. And I honestly hope that he's feeling a lot better. I know the other day he wasn't feeling all that great. He's been a little bit ill of late, so... There we go. You are, yeah. Right. So obviously that's all you have to do is you just back the tanker in the middle of the applicator. Yes. Oh, I need to focus on my driving. Let's have a little look. Actually, I don't know if you guys have actually noticed. I'm not sure if it's going to come up very clearly on the stream, but if you actually look at the displays within most of these tractors now, they've got actual some of the numbers are actually moving. So if you look in the right monitor there, just where the I don't know if you can see it, it's the 10.2. It's just where the engine, I think it is. If you actually start pulling off, that actually starts going up. And there's a few different displays now actually changing. It's kind of nice. Also, I know the one that's on the upright there on the tractor. That's always had that option, but I've only just recently, since this last update, some of these little monitors actually got numbers going up and down and up and down and stuff. That is really kind of cool. But one thing I do really want, and it's still not come out, is that adjustable mirror mod. Right, I do know that I actually had a look at my pigs earlier, and they've got probably the most slurry at the minute. Obviously, if you've got any manure, what you can actually do is obviously buy a BGA, take the manure there, or your slurry. Well, you actually sell slurry as well if you wanted to. The silage, stuff like that. And obviously, like I said, you get digestate back out of it. That is an easy way of getting additional fertilizer as well. Right, camera and I need... Ooh, some deers around again. It's kind of one reason why I haven't cleaned out the manure from my pens lately. Because I really want to get them that BGA set up first, so I can use that just to sell off. Hopefully that's in the right trigger. There we go. So obviously you do need to fill up. Obviously these tankers will take your slurry, your digestate, stuff like that. Yep, exactly, T Miller. And obviously, I think sugar beet cuts as well. You should get digestate back out of them as well. I may be wrong. So there you go, Mr. Culp. So obviously this is going to be the first part of the slurry lesson, if you haven't done this before. So obviously you're going to need your tanker, you're going to need your applicator. Actually what I could do is actually do a quick run through on the pumps and hoses as well. I'm not sure if I've got enough time for that though. See, up the back here I do have a grass field that needs fertilising, so I'm going to just do this quickly. Da, 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 da. With, oh, yeah, I'll probably do a headland with this, and then what I'll do is I'll go off, grab some of the bits for the pumps and hoses, and yeah, it does have a 3-point on the front, good. Should be able to use this tractor actually for the whole thing. A ton or more, holy heck, that's a lot of manure, slurry and stuff. Right, so nice and easy, it's just exactly the same as a normal fertilizer. Spreader really, I suppose is the best way to put it. So if you want to use your guidance steering or VCA, you're more than welcome to. Oh, cripes. Come on, come on, unstick yourself. Dang it. Trees are in the way. You've been selling the silage there, yeah. But yeah, like I said, you could sell your silage there if you wanted to as well. So what you could do is actually fill up a bunker, fill a loose silage, or loose grass I should say, then ferment it that way. Oh, they're not easy. Right, so close enough I think. So what you want to do is obviously turn your tank on first of all, then tab through to the applicator, and then hit the lower it down with the V key, and what that will then start doing is applying. Oh, this is going to cost me a heck of a lot I think with this. The slurry to the field. And what you should see if you just see if I can try and keep a straight line here for the minute. What you should see is the texture change to a slightly more browner look and slightly shiny. Obviously one thing as well, for any of you guys who were wondering, you can actually get your hired helpers to directly collect the slurry from your animal pens if you have that enabled. So obviously if you come into your menu here and go to your game settings, I believe it is. Where are you, where are you, where are you? It's like you buy the AI, so here. So where it says AI worker refill, obviously I've got mine turned off, same with the menu. Obviously one thing you could just do is set it to buy, obviously that is going to cost a heck of a lot. Another option is you can actually get them to take it from like a pigsty or a cow pen if you want to. You just have to select which one you want. Obviously I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, quite a few there options, as well as a liquid manure tank. I believe if you've got a BGA as well set up with digestate, you could probably get that to connect as well, and it will literally take it. It saves you having to run back and forward. And obviously that is going to be the same as for the manure as well. You've got your different options there. Obviously, I always turn them off, to be honest. Yeah, so obviously that's part one. Actually, I might as well just go around and do 2 headlands. Most of this is going to be gone by the time it's finished, so the only problem I've noticed is it takes a heck of a lot for doing slurry spreading and stuff. It's kind of nice having obviously precision farming and such, because obviously it does apply a little bit less than you would normally. But yeah. Right, so let me do this quickly. Then what I'll do is I'll quickly show Mr. Cope about the pumps and hoses. It's only going to be a quick run through. I'll grab a few pieces here and there. Oh, cripes, I'm slightly off. I am not any good at keeping straight lines. That is for sure. Well, it's not too bad actually overall. That's why I always use GPS. You can just see the 2 differences there, actually. If you look where I was down on that first row, you can see it's slightly browner, slightly shinier texture to the ground there. And obviously then the bit that hasn't been applied, so there's that. So V, turn that off as well. Plus I've noticed it doesn't stop the application when you, if you actually stop your vehicle and it's still turned on, it'll keep unloading, unfortunately. That's the only downside to it. There we go, so that's the basic part of it for slurry spread and just the in-game stuff. Obviously if you've got the pumps and hoses, I'll finish that off later. Let me go back and grab some bits and pieces for you. Actually, what I can do, thinking about it, I'll get you to drive back to the vehicle shop. You shouldn't be there. I have no idea where you should be. Let's bring you down here for a minute. I'm sure you meant me down here. So while he's driving back, so obviously a few things you will depending on which way you want to go. So the way that I do it, obviously I'm going to be using the field side tanker to start off with. And I'm just going to release that. That's going to be basically putting your slurry into. That's one option you could do. Another option is you can actually do it straight from your animal pen using a pump. X-Man actually came up with a nice idea, is to have the pump with a hose go into obviously the field side and filling that up, and then using like the base game tankers to do the actual spreading. You could do it that way if you wanted to. It's kind of a nice idea. Obviously, it's a bit more realistic as well, I think. So what I'm actually going to be using now is the attacher and the applicator. I'm going to need hoses. So first thing I'm going to be using is this. Actually, out of curiosity. Okay, so you can use that as well. Okay, so we're going to use that. It's an all-in-one, actually. Well, you could use that one if you wanted to. I'm not going to actually. I'm going to use this one. This can actually. I'll show you what to do with this in a sec. Obviously, this is going to hook onto these applicators here. Obviously, I want to find the biggest. So 12, 12, 12, 9. Let's go with that one. Obviously, you choose whichever one you want. Obviously, that's going to be your applicator, and that's going to be your attacher. Obviously, that is going to attach to your hose and to that. Obviously, one thing I am going to need is a reel. Obviously, you got this one here, this one, and this one to choose from. Obviously, some of these pumps also have a reel attachment if you wanted to. This thing can store, it pretty much does everything and anything, but I've had a few issues with it. Yep, slurry is exactly the same as fertilizing your field. Obviously, it's a more natural way of doing it though. Actually, I'm going to take that. What's the length on that? I can never remember. I think it's about 4. Oh, I wonder, do I still have it or not? I actually had a list when pumps and hoses came out. I wonder if I've still got it. I'd have to find it. But I do know that this is probably the best option. Obviously, you can get, I think it's around about 1700 meters, I think it is on there. And obviously, one thing you can do is have it front mountable or rear mountable. I always go for the front. I'm just going to lease that. Now, with the hoses wise, obviously they will be under miscellaneous pallets. Whoops, that would help, wouldn't it? Pallets. And they're going to be right there. And obviously these capacity wise you can go from 100 to 500 and you can make them any colour you want. Obviously I'm just going to make yellow to start off with. Got to try and remember, if I remember 2 of these, so let's buy that. I can always sell it afterwards. That's 1,000. See how we get on with 1,000 start off with. Alright, so let me take that down first of all. Now with this tanker, obviously you will need to fill it up first of all with your slurry or your digestate. So what I'll do is I'll go drop it down. That helps. By the animal pen so it can fill up while I'm collecting the rest of it. You can also add water in as well to these as well. And what the water is going to give you is, I don't think it actually dilutes the slurry, but it's used more for pumping out the pipes if you get a blockage. It's been quite a few weeks since I've last used these, so I'm still a little bit rusty, but I like the idea of it. If those had bigger equipment, it might be nicer on one of these bigger maps. Also, if you're on like a standard sized map, it is definitely one to try out. And the nice thing is you can run, obviously, using one of the pumps if you wanted to. Use the hoses to run from a BGA or your animal pen if you wanted to. Call this thing slow. Let's think. Probably one of my cow pens would probably be the good start anyway. Let's get this filled up. Got plenty of slurry at the minute. Almost kind of debating whether to get another tanker or something, a storage tanker for my slurry, so I can store it up and then maybe once a year or something do one big mass slurry spreading. Actually, I think I've got that big tanker there as well, haven't I? That's still something I still didn't get rid of, is the separator, which also comes with the pumps and hoses, and it basically siphons the lumpy parts out of your slurry. Sounds kind of gross, to be honest. Alright, so that should be about right. There we go. So digestate, slurry. Why is that not coming up with anything? That's rather weird. Unless I'm on the wrong trigger. Nope. Okay, so it's not going to take it out there, so I have to take it straight from the cow pen here. Yeah, obviously those storage tankers do act as a extension as well. There we go, so that should be the right spot. Yep, that's fine. So we'll drop that down a minute and just leave that for now to fill up, and we'll whiz back to the vehicle shop and grab the rest of what I need. Once you've done it, well, one thing I will say for any of you guys who've got like the DLC pump for the pumps and hoses, obviously it is a bit intimidating to start off with, but once you've got it set up and done it maybe once or twice, does get a bit easier. Obviously, if you're doing it quite regularly, then it's like bum 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 bum, really easy. Fly around sausage. Wow, for one of the so-called better tractors, this is very friggin' slow. Actually, I just want, what's that message? Oh, okay. Yeah, they definitely do get a little bit easier. I need Reaper's tractor, I think. Because this thing's so slow. Oh, hello, car. Sorry, I just did the Smurfs there. To be honest, it's just putting a few trees in here and there. Obviously, at the minute it is winter, so a lot of the trees have very little to no colour, and you can see right through them. But yeah, it is getting there slowly. Actually, one thing I did do um, last night when I was playing. Obviously, one thing I mentioned last week is about adding in some additional sell points, and I actually got 2 new placed down. And it's in this little area over here. I think it's kind of cool. So I've obviously made quite a big entrance to get in and out, with a little area going around and round. Obviously we've now got Taco Bell in here, and obviously you can drive around the back here and unload if need be. Same with the subways here. I've got plenty of access around it. Then I just put a nice little hedge. Actually, that part of the hedge is a bit naff, really. Let me try and redo that a sec. Decoration. Hopefully this is going to behave. Come on, where are you? Where are you? There we go. Nope, it's got to collide. Come on. There it is. See, one thing I did notice when I was putting these on, there we go. If you're going around like an uneven square or a circle, or whatever, if you do small little placements, it makes it look that little bit nicer. So obviously, like that circle, okay, it's not perfect, but it's pretty close there. And obviously using some rock formations as well in there, some trees, smaller trees. Yeah, it's getting there. So that's what I did. Obviously added a few cars. The only thing I don't like about the subways, and I'm sorry Shy Wizard if you're out there, because I know you did it, or Dave, is this car park seems back to front to me. Obviously if you look at the Taco Bell, obviously they're sort of facing away from the building, whereas the parking spaces are facing towards it. It's kind of wrong, I think, in my opinion. Either or it needs to come out a little bit further, but I'm just picky that way, you see. But yeah, it does take a little bit of time and patience. So, coming back to this, so obviously we do have this guy here first, which is the HS51. Obviously this is where you're going to be connecting your hoses up to, and then obviously your applicator also needs to be mounted onto that. And I'm going to use my keyboard for this part because it's kinda easier. So we'll connect onto that. Unfold that first of all with the X key. And what you want to do is basically aim it for the center of the applicator and just drive straight underneath it and then connect up. Once you've got that, obviously select the mount part again, hit the X and then fold that up. And that's that now set ready, or partly. Then take your hose reel, connect that onto your front of your tractor. Now I always do the bigger one first, because obviously that does have the bigger capacity reel. Just drive up to it and then hit the R key, and that will then basically load it straight on. Same with the second one. I think that's going to be enough actually, 1,000 meters. Yeah, so it's about 1,800 meters worth in total on both of them. One thing I will say is, with these, they will, if you have say 3 500s, it will not accept the third 500. What you'd have to do is figure out how much you need to split between the two, and then basically buy, say, a 200 and maybe a 300, or 200, 200 and 100, something like that. Just so you guys are aware. Right, so hopefully that's finished filling up. I'm going to use this tractor actually for doing this spreading, so that's fine. So I can stay on here for now. I use my little tractor down the end there for the tanker. The nice thing with that big square field side tanker, it does have its built-in pump, so you don't need to worry about buying a separate pump and this and that. That's pretty much all you need, the basics. Right there. And actually, when the pumps and hoses came out, I know Mr. Jababo, when he was doing his review, so he was having a lot of problems with it kinking and disconnecting and stuff. So I was actually on here doing exactly what I'm about to do, and I had no issues, which is kind of weird. So, but like I said, obviously I did play around with it a little bit before I actually did the review stream, when that Friday before Pumps and Hoses came out. Right, so here we are. So I need to find roughly where I wanted. So what I did is came to the edge of the field, because this is where basically where the tank is going to be situated. We'll drop that there for now. We'll get you unfolded ready. Right, so GX. Now there was one thing I did not pick up, thinking about it, and that's a spanner. Because I am a spanner. Luckily, I don't need to go anywhere. So obviously in your tools, under miscellaneous, that's what I wanted in miscellaneous. You will need this guy right here, the wrench. Obviously it equips it to your hand. And that's going to be needed. Let me just turn that off a sec. For moving some of these hoses. Alright, so I'm hoping this is going to allow me to do it. Nope. I'm going to have to stay connected. My bad. Actually, let me drop that off there. Be easier. It has been a little while, guys, so I'm still trying to remember everything. For some weird reason, I thought you could do it when it was unattached to your tractor there. Alright, so also you're going to need to unload the hose. Well, not really unload it, but unwind it. Obviously, as you can see, obviously it's going to be the Z key. Now, obviously, if I hit Z and then Y, because obviously I want it to unwind. Obviously, you can do it the opposite way as well. You can wind it up. All you have to do is then just drive out and unwind that whole pipe. Obviously, you can't unfortunately do anything while it's on there, fieldwork wise. So as you can see, the counter is counted down rather quickly. I think I might have actually got a little bit extra. So that's going to be a 500 meter long cable. First of all, hose, I should say. Oh, that's cool. Slightly more than in need, but that's good. Always nice to have a little bit extra if you can. And what I'm just going to do is spin around. Obviously, now I want this to unload as well. So, oh, so Y again. So obviously there's the hose starting to come off. Drive forward. Now, before I go too far, one thing I do want to show you is you can actually connect these up as well. So take out your wrench, walk up to it, and pick it up. What you need to do is basically drag it over to the other pipe. Let me just get a better angle on that. There we go. You can even crouch down if you wanted to. Then obviously just drop it on the floor. And what you should be able to do is... and I'm not getting it at the minute. Might need to go a bit closer. Come on. Come on. You know you want it to attach. Oh. Might have to do it when it's fully unloaded. One sec, guys. Let me get the rest of this undone first. I'm sure I was able to do it once before and get it to connect. No, not a problem. It's a little bit fiddly, like I say, to get started, but what you could actually technically do is have it set at this side of the field. Every time you need to use it, and just attach to your piece of equipment and go from there. Probably not registering actually that second hose while it's still on here. So, not a problem, not a problem. There we go, that's cool. So, drop that off there. Oop. We'll whiz back quickly and get that reconnected. Actually, I can probably run faster than using this tractor. Whee! Yeah, still can't get obviously the strong farmer part of this working, which is a bit of an annoyance. Somewhere over here are the ends. There we go. So obviously take out your wrench, and what you should get, if you get them close enough, let's bring that in now. Why is that not showing up then? There you go. So there you go. Got it. So obviously, if you get them close enough, just click the left mouse button, and they will attach to each other. Oop, hello. There we go. Obviously, if I wanted to, if I actually owned the all the pieces of equipment, I could technically just leave this hose on the side of the field like it is, but I'll probably end up getting rid of it afterwards. Actually, while I'm here, I might as well grab the field side tanker as well. This thing's got a bit more oomph in it. I hope Mr. Dave's going to be ready to go live in a little while. Not even sure what he's going to be doing, whether it's going to be gameplay or a bit more map making. I know the other day he was doing a bit of map making. No, he streamed yesterday as well, thinking about it. So, yeah. 68%, that's not too bad. Let's raise it up actually, there we go. Right. Actually, I've got an idea. Just had a idea. A very dangerous idea. And Matt P 2024, how are you doing, bud? Welcome in. I'm going to fill it up from the other tanker. There we go. Cool, I can now get rid of that. Hello from Huntsville, Alabama. Welcome in. I'm currently in the UK. Obviously, the community itself is here, there, and everywhere, all over the world. And thank you very much for the posture check. Actually, my butt's getting a bit sore. So yeah, we're just doing a quick run through on the pumps and hoses for Mr. Cope there. You have a cousin who lives in Huntsville. Oh, nice. Maybe they know each other. So drop that down. We'll detach you. I may need a tractor actually for that in a sec. Obviously, because the weight of that thing is a bit of a nightmare. Right, so what I'm going to do is now attach up to the applicator and everything, and get this set up. Right, so obviously while that's unfolded, as it is, if you're out there, Mr. Cope, what you can actually now do is back up to one end of these hoses and get, if you get, when you get close enough, you actually get the little pop up to say connect. Oops. Obviously with this you do have to do the left shift Q to get it to connect, and just like that it is now connected to the hose. Obviously you're going to have to do something similar to the other end as well. Let me lower you down. Oh, select that one, so lower you, and we'll. Are you going to lower as well? Pretty please. Why does this not want to lower down? Why? That's why. There we go. So there you go. So that is now pretty well set. I'll come back to you in a sec, because I do need obviously something for that. And obviously I do have another tractor up here, which is kind of nice. Actually I could use my truck to be honest, it's got plenty of horsepower. Hey Don B here, how you doing bud? And Big Papa Mark. Welcome in. Is it time for a cup of tea? Actually, to be honest, I absolutely hate tea. The stuff makes me want to gag. And, right then, so obviously because this has got plenty of power, one thing I will recommend if you are going to use the pumps and hoses, to change your vehicle settings so that they don't automatically turn off when you jump out of them, because you will need that running. Right, so there's that connected. Where's the other end of that hose there? So I'm going to need to connect this to the front end of this tank here. So let me get that in nice and close. Oops. And I think it's inside. Yep, there we go. So once again, jump inside. As long as it's close enough, do your obviously left shift Q. And it's now connected to the and ready. So obviously you are going to need both vehicles running when doing this. Right, so get you going. Yeah, this is, to be honest, like I said, it does. Oh, that's nice actually. It's also got the amount of that's left in the tank now as well, showing. Obviously, I know that was one thing a few people were asking could be added. Yay! Pumps and Creative Mesh actually listen to people. So obviously got that there. Return that on. Are you gonna work? Oh, I think you're turned on. Set for level to carry. Let me just see something. Is that working? Do you need to be turned on or anything? Lift containers. Activate pump B. There you go. So obviously you do need that running. So what I can do is now just drive forward, and as you can see, that's actually starting to apply, I believe. I hope. It's not even lowered, is it? Is that working? Oh yeah, because obviously this will obviously spot spray as well, so bear that in mind. There we go. So it is actually working. You can just about see it changing there. So yeah, that is basically what all you have to do is then just go up and down, up and down. Obviously, the one thing that would be quite nice if they had is maybe some bigger headers for these. Obviously, if you got your guidance steering or whatever, guys, you can use that. Let me do that, and I can just set that up. Oops. Oh, home. Home. There we go. And that'll help keep you straight line. So that's pretty much it, Mr. Cope. But it's nice that they actually added, obviously, the capacity of the tanker, so you can keep an eye on that. And obviously, it is going to do one bit, and then miss a bit, do a bit, miss a bit. But obviously, if you're using like your precision farming and stuff like that, it's going to make life a lot easier, I think. We have, oh, let's see, we have a typhoon ahead, our way. Suppose a bit tomorrow night, early morning. Well, hopefully, stay safe, Mr. T. Miller. Obviously, for any of you guys who weren't aware, Mr. T. Miller is in the Philippines. There we go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You could actually, even if you wanted to, set it on a hired helper. Let me just turn that around a sec. There we go. Turn that off and then hit H, and that'll just carry on. Or should carry on. I swear this thing does not like me at all. Let's try again. There we go. Nope. Oh, you stupid freaking... Yeah, so they haven't really done much with the hired helpers, but yeah. Hopefully that gives you an idea for everyone. Let me turn that back on and do it myself, eh? Man, this hired helper is... These hired helpers are crap. Obviously you can use like cosplay and stuff as well if you've got that, like Team Miller say, so that's kind of cool. Is that doing a better application? I don't know, it looks like it. Still doing, yeah, so spray on, spray off, spray on, spray off. Activate double. Obviously, you can do a double application as well if you wanted to. Obviously, it is going to use up your slurry a lot faster. As you can see, the actual pipe itself is bending as you're going up and moving. And what I'd recommend if anybody is using the pumps and hoses, obviously try and keep it to one side and not really keep going over it if you can. I think that's one big issue a lot of people have had when using it. In yeah, if I have to go round and round and round over the top of it all the time, probably find that that's where your kinks and stuff then having issues with it happen. But yeah, there you go. So I might as well just carry on with this for the rest of the stream. Hey KW, how you doing, bud? Welcome in. But yeah, I like it. It's not too bad overall. I do kind of like the pumps and hoses stuff. Obviously, if I was on a smaller map, it would be a lot better, I think, and a lot more necessary, I suppose, is the best way to use it. One thing I do want to see.
Billy is a nuisance. He will be gone in 2 weeks. I apologize for this inconvenience.
I'm not a nuisance. Yeah, see, that's the only problem. Obviously, I know if you guys were using precision farming, this would actually come up showing as fully fertilized. Obviously, I haven't got the precision farming enabled at the minute, so obviously I'm getting these funny little, oh, excuse me, scattered lines exactly the same as what it is in here. What does the double applicator do? Does that do all of it? Okay, so that's doing basically what it is, spot spraying again, but at a closer percentage. Yeah, that's freaking horrible. It's almost like a freaking barcode there, isn't it? So yeah, obviously, if hopefully that helps you out, Mr. Cope. Anyway, I'm probably what I'm going to do is switch back over to the other tanker because it does obviously the whole field. Because that is not going to be any good for me, I think. Oops. There we go. Easiest way of getting rid of it. Alright, but yeah, like I said, have a little play around with it. See how you get on. Because it is, I think, if you like something using smaller stuff, it's definitely worth trying out. One nice thing, I should be able to send most of that back now. Slurry tank, so obviously I'll keep you for the minute, keep you. You can go. That can go. That can now go. And obviously I did purchase those pallets. The only problem is I don't think you can actually sell them. This way anyway. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like you can actually sell them in the shop. The hoses. That could be problematic. Oh well. Not to worry. I can sort that out anyway. There we go. So let's grab this guy. To be honest, I do like this Samson. I haven't used it, I think, in 22 yet. Alright, so let's get you filled up. What was about 30 odd, I think, in there? You're going to try it out today on the smaller fields? Yeah, definitely try it out on a small field. Obviously, that's what was that? Maybe 500-meter long field, and obviously, normally it wouldn't have all those little lines in it. But yeah, I could do the whole field there. Maybe fill up 3 times. I think it was when I did it originally. The tanker there. So yeah, definitely well worth trying. Actually, while that's filling up, obviously in the slurry, obviously I mentioned about those pumps. So in the same way that you connect the hoses to that field side tanker, what you could also do is use one of these too, and have that placed on the trigger where your animal pen is. So, for instance, if I want to do it here, I could put down one of those pumps in this area here, then run the hose straight out to the tractor with that mount on the back, the applicator, and literally it will take it straight from the animal pen and put it direct onto the field. It's kind of cool. How's this doing? That's 81%. Oh, that's fine for now. Okay, so I'm going to redo that little strip actually, because those lines are just going to bug the heck out of me. So, no, what you could actually use is one of the in-game ones, Mr. Culp, if you wanted to. Also, with the pump, if you've got enough pipe there, hose, you can actually run the hose straight from the BGA, the same way with the animal pens there. That's about right, actually. So we'll turn that on, G, and B, around about there somewhere. But yeah, obviously one thing they had in 19 was like a variable spray rate usage, and I really hope, oh, it's a mod basically. I hope that something like that comes back, because obviously, as you can see, my percentage is dropping pretty quickly on this. I know on 19 I could, like PV County, I could do an entire field and still have tons left. But yeah, for your slurry wise, Mr. Cope, if you've got the PV tanker, you could use that. Obviously, any of these tankers here you could use to transport if you wanted to. You could even use these if you wanted. This thing's a bit tricky, but you could actually fill that straight up from obviously the BGA and then take it to the field. You could use any of those tankers really if you wanted to. Anything that's set up. Let me think. Don't think it'd be under trailers because a lot of the in-game stuff isn't set up. But you could use obviously that liquid trailer, obviously the tanker that I've got on the website. You could use that. That's set up exactly the same way. Obviously, if you've got a lot in storage, what you could technically do is change the capacity so it pulls the whole lot, and then just do it that way. There we go. So just turn that off when turning around. Oops. There we go. Actually, that was one thing I did a lot of in 19 is slurry spreading on my fields. I very rarely do it now. I want it back. I want the option back. Oops. One thing you can do as well. Right, I'm actually disconnect that hose because I don't need that hose anymore. Maybe that's why it's not showing up in the shop yet. Just lift that up and I'm going to fill this beggar back up now. I'm going to go with the pigs for now because I know they've got about 60,000 litres in each. And so that one was done earlier for the most part. Obviously,
Hello.
Oh, hello, boss. How you doing?
Oh, terrible.
Terrible. Why?
I can't wear these headphones long. Both of my ears are infected, and I gotta.
Ah, flip.
So I'm gonna skip the stream today. Plus, I got banking issues.
Ah, still.
Didn't get the
Dear.
card yet. Now everything is like my internet payment didn't auto pay, so I gotta take care of that and all sorts of
For
junk.
Christ's sakes. They're a pain in
So
the butt.
I know, and I gotta call them and try to hear them on the phone. I only have one ear on this headset right now. I can't get it. My other one is throbbing.
Yipes.
So I'm gonna skip today. I'm
Okay.
okay. I'm just trying to get through today and
Okay then.
see how tomorrow works out. Just wanted to stop in and let you know, but
Okie dokie then. Cool.
not gonna be on the headset much today, I don't think, unless I can get this ear cleared up.
That's fair enough. That is
All
fair
right.
enough. Whoa.
I'll continue watching while I'm doing my banking.
Okay, well, I'm probably going to be jumping off in a little while anyway, but look at that. That is kind of cool. Yay! Oh, freaking
All right,
traffic.
guys. We'll see
Oh.
if we can get back tomorrow.
Okie dokie then. Cool. Let's turn it off. There we go.
Alright.
Ah, joys of having ears, hey? Alright then. Well, there you go, guys. You heard it from Dave himself. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to stream today. Hopefully, he'll be back tomorrow. So, it looks like we're going to have to find somebody else to raid over to. Obviously, I do have other things to do tonight. Got to clean up a friggin' load of mess that the workers have left. Back in 30 minutes. Alright, buddy. Okie dokie. Oh, 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 oh. So let's get this filling up. Also, I'll carry on doing all this after the stream because I've got quite a big field there to do. Yeah, unfortunately, I need to really get off in about 5 minutes, Cope. Yes. Ooh, I closed my Google down, did I? Must have done. Yep. Let's have a little look. See who we got out there. We've got Mr. Grumpy Dwarf out there at the minute. Doing some World of Warcraft. I can't get my head into that game though. You got Ginger Dingus. Looks like doing a bit of FS22. Gamer Dragon. It's a possibility. Diesel Vikings out there. Doing some Farm Sim 22 as well. And Mamadou. Okay. So there's a few people on my list anyway that I can jump over to. Yeah, I see Mamadou's there. She is absolutely a wonderful lady, that is for sure. There we go. I love going into her streams and just lurking and listening to her. There we go. And we'll get you applying. Yeah, it's been a while since I've gone over to see Miss Mamadou. So we'll just carry on with for the next few minutes with this, and then we'll jump over and say hi, see what she's up to today. Plus, the nice thing is with Mamadou, she is a regular in a lot of our streams, which is kind of nice. Alright, Mr. T. Miller, obviously, actually, while I think about it, yeah, have a great sleep, bud. And also, if you guys are not following T. Miller, it's like, what the heck are you like? Obviously, he is going to be streaming again tomorrow, doing a bit of ATS Convoy. So if you do ATS, you'll probably be welcome to join in with him. I know tomorrow myself and my daughter will be back again doing a bit of Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh god, that blinking game. I don't know about that game, to be honest. Let's run about there. Yeah. Yeah, I am honestly not sure about that game. Oh. Kind of freaks me out a little bit. But she seems to be enjoying it. That's what gets me, so that's the main thing as well. Yeah, I never mentioned actually, did I? Obviously, for most of you guys who've been in and out of the streams the last few days, obviously, we have workers coming in at the minute doing some fireproofing of the flat that I live in, as well as the apartment block, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, one of the things they're doing is fitting a shower into all of the bathrooms, because obviously they're going to be cutting off the hot water. So the nice thing is, obviously we end up with a shower after it. They were meant to fit it today. The guy actually turned up this morning. He was just finishing off some grouting and stuff in the bathroom this morning. He had a oh crap! He had to go to the dentist. Forgot where it was there for a minute. To get his teeth checked and stuff. He ended up coming back after lunch, and his face was so swollen that his boss ended up sending him home. So at the minute we haven't even got a shower fitted, which is a bit of an annoyance, but it is what it is. Also, it kind of made me think about a few years ago. I had exactly the same issue. My face was swollen up after I had a few teeth taken out. It is not nice. So hopefully now, when on Monday he'll be back, or at least they'll have somebody else to do it. He's a fairly old guy getting from the sounds of it. He's actually gone past retirement now. And a lot of the guys are actually getting that worried that he's going to end up killing or knocking himself out, getting into the baths and stuff. But he kind of he's very oh, what's the word I want? He's refusing to sort of retire, as it were. Alright, so let's get this little bit filled up back into there. But it's nice to know that there is people out there willing to carry on after they retire or their retirement age, I should say, because it is something that they love doing. Right then, guys, it is now 7 p.m. for me. Obviously, I need to now, unfortunately, jump off. So let me save that there. Jump over to the ending screen. And oh cripes, where is it? I can't find my freaking Windows. There it is. Oh, and let's get some credits rolling for today. Roll. There we go. Obviously, a big thank you to everyone who's come out today. Unfortunately, it is only a 2-hour stream. Obviously, I was hoping to raid over today, but obviously, as you heard, he's not feeling that great today. Thank you very much, KW, for popping in, buddy. Much appreciated. Obviously, Silas Major, thank you very much for the resub for 12 months. Matt P 2024, thank you very much for the follow. Also, while I'm actually mentioning it as well, there was a few others. So, I think it was Game Room, Dax Gamer, Sam Sunny. I think I actually mentioned them the last time, but thanks again for the follows. I think it was the last stream actually. Much appreciated. And obviously, Matt P 2024 today. Cool. Right then. Oh, I see 6 wheelings there as well. I'm not sure following them. I wonder why. Ooh. So yeah, we're gonna go over see Mamadou. She is a lovely person, and I'd recommend all you guys coming over with me and showing her some SGA love. So let me get this going. Also, like I said, I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. UK time. So that's what, 12, 13, 15 hours away. Obviously, I'll be with my daughter, Carasaurus IDK. But obviously, till then, have a great evening. And yeah, if I don't see you over the weekend, have a great weekend as well. Alright, so there's that. There's that. And just waiting for the counter to drop down. 15. And try to take everybody over. Come on. You know you want it, guys. Come on. Let's go see what she's up to. Have a great one, guys. See you again soon.